Nvidia stock was down roughly 6% today after the company reported earnings that I thought were pretty good. Not only that, we also see after hours Dell Technologies did report great earnings. MRVL Technology, another fan favorite of the channel, is up roughly 7% after hours. And we definitely have to take a closer look at Supermicro and how it's down roughly 26% in the past 5 days. Let's take a closer look at all that in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so today we are going to look at a nice amount of semiconductor news impacting the overall market. Obviously, we have to cover some Nvidia, but first, I do want to say something very, very important. It is actually my birthday, so happy birthday to me. So let me just say, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, one thing you can do to make my birthday a little bit better is make sure to hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. For those that are not familiar, my name is Jose Najarro, electrical engineer background, worked at various technology places, and now I pretty much just discuss semiconductors and the AI space. So this is the best place you're gonna find any information. So like I said, make sure to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. All right, so we'll start off with Nvidia, and if you guys, I did a video yesterday looking at Nvidia earnings, and I mentioned 17 things that I was looking at and how pretty much everything I was looking at gave me green flags for Nvidia. Later this week, I actually want to do a video on some of the bearish points that I keep hearing about and kind of want to give the bullish argument against those bearish points. So hopefully that comes out either on Friday or over the weekend. Well, Nvidia, like we saw, reported earnings. The stock was down roughly 6% today. Again, I believe earnings were great, and I think right now any opportunity that we get the stock near the 100 levels is kind of a buying opportunity for me. Let me know when you are thinking about buying Nvidia and what would be a nice buying opportunity for you. So after reporting earnings, we did see a nice amount of price targets from analysts, and I just want to showcase this. And again, I personally don't follow analysts for my own investment thesis, but I just want to bring as much data as I can to you, the viewers. So Raymond James adjusted their price target of Nvidia to $140 from $120. Very bullish there. We can see Mizuho also did increase their price target to $140 from $132. Bernstein increased their price target to $155 from $130. Truist adjusted their price target to $148 from $145. Morgan Stanley increased their price target to $150 from $144. Deutsche Bank to $115. This is one of the more bearish, not bearish, but one of the lower valuations that I've seen with Nvidia is Deutsche Bank, $115 from $100, still a nice increase there. Wells Fargo, $165 from $155, and the list goes on and on. So we can see that right now analysts are very bullish based on earnings, and like I mentioned, I think earnings were great, and stock prices are volatile, but I do believe from what we got in earnings, the best is still ahead of us. We have the Blackwell architecture expected to really give us much growth in 2025. Jensen mentioned that they believe calendar year of 2025 is still going to be a nice growth in the data center market versus calendar year of 2024, which is already amazing. So I think the best is still ahead for Nvidia. Now, I do want to say I don't believe Nvidia will grow at the levels it grew before in both revenue and stock prices. So I still believe Nvidia in the next 5 years will outperform the overall market, and that's why I'm staying, and this is my number one position. Now, the second company I want to take a closer look at is Dell Technologies. And Dell Technologies, they do a lot of different solutions for both the consumer market and for the server market. In forms of consumers, they sell obviously a lot of laptops, desktops, and that's not necessarily what I'm going to look at today. What I really want to focus is more on the AI server side. Before we go any further, I do want to say thank you all for the support on my ebook. It's doing amazing. If you want to learn more about the semiconductor market, I have a Q2 earnings book about the semiconductor market. We're covering over 40 companies already. I just sent the latest update and it did include Nvidia. I do have one more update next week, and if you purchase now, you do get the updated version for free as well. And we're gonna have over 45 companies once it's complete, and that's less than $1 at the current price per every company you're learning. And you're learning so much about the overall market, about growth potential, about bearish cases, and about technology innovation. So definitely a lot of information there, and I believe it's definitely worth the value. So make sure to check out moresemiinvesting.com. And actually, I just want to say thank you for the support. So if you use coupon code YouTube, just regular YouTube, you do get an extra $10 off. So thank you again for the support, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you did purchase already, the updated version with Nvidia and some other companies was just released earlier today. So make sure to check out your inbox, and if not, maybe your spam box might have gotten the book as well. So if we take a closer look at Dell Technologies, whose stock is up roughly 3.3%, mainly thanks to the growth of their AI markets. So they mentioned that their infrastructure solution groups, which is where they sell servers, was up 38% year over year, with record server and networking revenue of $7.7 billion, up 80% year over year. They also mentioned that their AI momentum accelerated in Q2, and they've seen an increase in number of enterprise customers buying AI solutions each quarter. And let me just bring this back to Nvidia, because I do believe this is very bullish for Nvidia, because we're seeing that enterprise market is now getting into the AI space, and that's definitely a nice customer opportunity for Nvidia as we're seeing growth here. Dell Technologies also mentioned that AI optimized server demand was 3.2 billion, up 23% sequentially, and 5.8 billion year to date. Backlog was 3.8, and their pipelines are usually contracts that they haven't really finished signing the lines or the T's, the I's, and the T's, whatever the saying is. But that has grown to several multiples of their backlog. So if their backlog is 3.8, they say several multiples, that's at least a 3x. This backlog can grow pretty quickly if those pipelines get signed. So obviously this is definitely bullish for the AI space. Very similar to Supermicro, Dell Technologies for me is a hardware company, and these are companies I tend to stay away from, but I can see why investors are excited. The company did beat in revenue expectations by about $500 million. They also did beat in earnings per share. Not only that, the company also did increase their overall annual outlook for the full year by about $2 billion on the bottom end and about $1 billion on the top end. So overall, things are going pretty good for this AI server company. Now, one fan favorite and one that I've discussed a lot in this channel is Marvell Technologies. Marvell Technologies reported earnings, and it is up 7% after hours, sitting at nearly $75. Year to date, the stock has kind of been lagging, and this is one that I enjoy right now because they do have future AI potential. This is kind of like the baby brother or baby sister to Broadcom, who kind of designs AI computation, AI custom solutions. And we can see year to date, the stock is up roughly 20%. Now, their Q2 net revenue was $1.27 billion. Unfortunately, was down 5% year over year. And this is why I believe many investors could care less about Marvell, is because it has not been growing in revenue. The main reason is Marvell, while it does have AI revenue, it has a lot of revenue in other markets like networking, like carrier, like telecommunications, that has been seeing a bit of a downfall and a bit of a over inventory correction these past few quarters. Now, luckily, the CEO did mention that the next quarter they expect their combined enterprise networking and carrier end markets to return to growth, while their data center end markets growth accelerates. As a result, they believe that third quarter of fiscal 2025 they expect all of their end markets to grow sequentially and to grow roughly 14%. So now we're kind of getting into this space where, hey, look, there's no more bottoming out. There's no more decrease in their core markets. Now, if they're growing in those core markets and they also have that accelerated growth in the data center and AI space, this company can definitely give us some strong numbers in the upcoming years. So I think that's very good news for Marvell. During their presentation, Marvell really talked a lot about about that they expect their custom cloud programs to ramp significantly in Q3 and Q4. So I believe Marvell, their main customer is Microsoft. Microsoft is using Marvell to build AI accelerators, and this is expected to increase significantly, especially since Microsoft is a big player in the AI space. They're going to need more chips as well. So I do believe there's a lot of bullish opportunity here for this company. Data center revenue for Marvell grew 92% year over year and 8% quarter over quarter, and they expect high teens percentage growth in quarter over quarter or sequentially in Q3. So overall, Marvell, in my opinion, is still looking pretty interesting at these levels, and one that I believe can be a nice market winner over time, thanks to AI and thanks to the return of growth in their other markets. The final company we're going to take a closer look at is Supermicro, and Supermicro sitting at $400. This is insane, because this company at one point was up over 300%, right? Unfortunately, now from those peaks, the stock is down roughly 62%. If you've been watching this channel, you guys know I'm not a fan of Supermicro, and definitely not at those levels. Now at these levels, while I do believe the stock price is looking a lot more exciting, there's a reason for it. The main reason is earlier on Tuesday, the stock did get hit by a short report, and most people really kind of brushed it off. There was nothing that really scared investors. Unfortunately, the next day on Wednesday, the company did say that they were going to delay their 10K report filing due to, hey, look, they want to make sure everything is okay. And that really caused a negative reaction to the stock, and that's where most of the downfall is coming. For those that are not familiar, Supermicro has a history of unfortunately doing accounting frauds just a few years ago. So now the short report and the delays on the 10K report seems a little bit fishy, and unfortunately the market is not liking it. I want to say, if the reports are true, it's going to be such a stupid move, because Supermicro would have done fine without messing up with the numbers, because the demand for AI is so high. So I mean, for me thinking, I'm hoping CEO and CFOs are not that dumb to make the same mistake twice, or be stupid enough, because I mean, obviously, if you're growing at these levels, people are gonna take a closer look at what you're doing. So I'm gonna have the benefit of the doubt, but that doesn't say, hey, look, I'm gonna go invest in this company right now. If in a week from now, Supermicro says, hey, look, we review our 10K report, everything looks okay, we don't have to change anything, then I think this stock will skyrocket. Unfortunately, if that's not the case, things can get a lot uglier for this giant. So let me know, what are your thoughts? Are you buying Supermicro here in the thoughts that they are gonna be okay, or are you completely staying away from it? I want to say the smartest and safest thing is probably to stay away, but those are just my thoughts and never personal advice. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.